And we back with another one. Y'all already know what's going on. It's your boy Daz, and this my journal. If you new here, like, comment, and subscribe. If you've been rocking with me for a while, I appreciate you. Today I'm gonna give y'all game every day, or every other day. With that being said, let's talk about it. What I want to talk about today is stop letting emotions control you. Control your emotions. One more time. Stop letting your emotions control you. Control your emotions. And I had to learn that the hard way. So don't think that it's just gonna be easy. And nothing is easy in life. Like when it's come to changing your life, it's not that it's hard. It's just that it's a process. And during the process, your old self wanna come back. So the first thing is stop letting emotions control you. Control your emotions. Your emotions will always lead you down the wrong path because emotions cloud judgment. 90% of emotional decisions usually backfire. When you learn to control your emotions, you take the power away from reacting and give it to response, which comes from a place of patience and usually grace. That's my first point right there. How much times you did something out of emotion, like you got mad or somebody did something wrong to you and then you reacted. You didn't even wait to think about the situation, think how you gonna get back, or whatever the situation was. You just reacted. And after that reaction, you realize that your reaction blew things up more than it needed it to be. Or your reaction made things worse than it needed it to be. Or your reaction was just uncalled for. Your reaction wasn't needed at that time. You know? And a lot of times, if we would just take a step back, take 1 second, take 5 seconds to yourself, count 1, 2, 3, and just think on whatever emotion is trying to express itself. You think on that emotion. You think on that emotion because a lot of times I used to make a lot of emotional choices. I used to get mad at things and be like, no, I'm doing that because of this. I'm doing that because of that. This, that. And a lot of them choices led me down the wrong path. Choosing from emotions just mean that you're reacting, not responding to things. It's usually a reaction, not a response. You know what I mean? So when you learn to take back the power from your emotions, you don't respond. You don't respond. I mean, you don't react as much. You respond to everything. If something bad happened, you'll stop, take a second, and look at it. Before you get angry, you'll look and think and be like, all right, cool. I can handle that. I can handle that. Because now you know that not everything need a response. A lot of things don't even need a response. A lot of things don't even need your reaction. We just give it a reaction because our emotions, we feel like we gotta, sometimes we don't know how to control our emotions. And that's why I'm giving y'all this right now. You know what I'm saying? So the second thing is learn to look at emotions to understand what it's really signaling. That's why people who sit with their emotions usually are more emotionally intelligent, because a lot of times emotions are just ways of telling you something. Take time after being angry and ask why it got me upset, then ask why until you get to the root of the problem. A lot of times I used to think my emotions was like, oh, it's because of this person, it's because of that, it's because of this. And a lot of times I realize that when we react from our emotion, it's our emotions is signaling things to us. Let me put it in perspective for you. When you're depressed, that means that you're living a life that you don't want to live. When you're depressed, you're living a life that you do not want to live. You want to change something about your life. But the emotion of depression is what you feel. And until you understand why you're depressed, you're going to keep being depressed. Like I realized before in the past, I wasn't depressed. I don't like saying I was depressed. I didn't understand my emotions, and my emotions at the time was telling me that I love freedom. I love to be free. I love to do my own thing. I want freedom in every form of it, financially, spiritually, mentally, physically, every form of freedom. That's what I look for. And that's where my depression came from. Or when people sad, sometimes when people sad, not saying like if somebody died in your family or something of that nature, I understand being sad. I understand it. Like it's no way you could go around that because when you get to the root of it, somebody died. Somebody that I love died. But if you sad for another reason, as if like you broke up with your girl, and then you just sad. Ask yourself why you sad. Are you sad because it was your fault? Are you sad because you think that you should still be with her? Are you sad because you think you can't get another girl? Why are you feeling them emotions? And that's what I'm trying to get to. We got to start questioning our emotions. We have to start questioning our emotions. Why do I feel like this? Why do I feel like this? You get what I'm saying? Me, it used to be a lot of anger. It used to be a lot of anger. And the reason I realize now that I had a lot of anger was because I was not expressing myself. I was not expressing myself the way how I should. And I felt like I needed respect to talk a certain way. And the only way in the hood getting respect is by being violent. So being angry and that's in the hood, that's like the macho man. You know what I'm saying? But then I realized, like me coming to realize it, and I sit down and I used to let my emotions of aggressions, you know what I mean? And I'm speaking on it so you can see how it's really a root to all of these emotions. That's why you can't let your emotions control you. Dig down and get to the root. Now I kept asking myself, why am I always so mad? Why am I always so mad? Not always so mad. Let me rephrase that. Why am I always ready to react so fast? And that's because I realized that growing up, I was the main one I had to call. Me. I ain't really had nobody to call like that. And if I did, I ain't like that feeling. I don't like calling people. So it felt like I had to just build this extra layer of protection on myself. But not knowing that just being cool, living life a cool way, living life a good way, a fun way. And when people try to disrespect you or bring aggression out of you, you just look at them and laugh. Because a lot of times, people just want a response to feel good about themselves. So when people try to bring that emotion out of you, you just look at them and laugh because you know what it stemmed from. And that you don't live from that place no more. And that's what I mean by understand what your emotions is signaling. Understand what your emotions is signaling because it's trying to tell you something. It's trying to tell you to let go of that. Let go of this. Let go of whatever. Feel like this. What my anger was telling me was that I don't need, what my anger was telling me was that I need to learn how to express myself. Because it was self-expression that I was lacking. And the less I could express myself, the less I felt less understood. And the more I felt misunderstood, the more I was angry. So I had to learn how to express myself. You get what I hope you picking up what I'm putting down right now. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down because it's simple. Get to the root. Keep asking why. I remember one time I had a situation and I'm like, yo, why did I do that? And then, all right, say for instance, it was one time somebody got me upset and I could have avoided it. But then I'm like, nah, we gonna fight. I fought the nigga, beat him up bad. And then after, I'm like, damn, I felt kind of bad. I'm like, yo, why did I do that? Why did I do that? And then once I started digging deep, once I started looking deep within myself and found out, oh shit, the only reason I be mad at shit is because I can't express myself. Shit don't get me mad. I don't be caring. I don't have I care personality. And I realize that now. Ever since I've been studying my emotions, it's not that I don't care. A lot of shit is not worth my mental capacity or energy. It's not. And I just noticed that. And as a kid, I've been like that too. But You know, when you get into a certain age, you feel like you need, oh, you gotta respect me, you gotta this, you gotta that. I don't care for none of that no more. I respect me enough for you and me, so I don't need you to respect me. But you better not disrespect me. That's it. You just don't disrespect me. What I mean by that is like, don't call my girl nothing. Don't come up to my girl and feel like you could do something in front of me, in front of my girl. Like if you trying to bag her in front of me, granted, go ahead. But don't be coming up to my girl, grabbing her, punching your face. I do certain things, like I'm still protective. I'm still a man. But I'm just telling you to learn how to control your emotions. And that leads me to my third point. Emotions is not a bad thing. It's usually the reaction that comes with the emotion that makes everything worse. Reacting instead of responding. When you react, you don't act from a sense of act from a sense of no, but act out of the sense of pure impulse, which 90% of the time is messy. Learn to take a step back to think and respond from a place of clarity. That's tough right there. That's tough right there. Because people be thinking emotions is a bad thing. Emotions is a signal. Your emotions is a signal from your spirit telling you this ain't it. If you're depressed, I'm not. Why are you living this way? Why are you living this way? You depressed living that job, you working that job, you depressed doing that job. Why are you working that job? That job is not for you. You depressed doing something, you depressed with a person, leave that person alone. That person is not for you. Your emotions is a signal. And then let's jump into it. Right? When you react instead of respond, it's impulse. Every single reaction that you have is impulse. And 90% of the time when you act off impulse, you're making a wrong decision. You're making a wrong decision. When I say 100% of the times I acted off impulse, besides getting things done. Like when I act off impulse, like if I gotta get something done, I gotta get something done. I act off impulse and then I go get it done, right? That's the only time where I feel like impulse is good. When you starting something and you like, I'm starting it now. That's the only time I feel like impulse is good. But when you acting off impulse in every other area of your life, it's gonna destroy you. If you go into a meeting and you just acting off impulse, yeah, how you doing here? You look too needy. If you're trying to meet somebody, you trying to do something with them, I need it. You gotta take stock of your emotions. Take stock of what you're doing. That's first. And then I'm gonna get into how the emotions lead you to making impulse decisions. Take a stock of what you're doing. Slow down sometimes. I had to tell myself that a lot. Slow down, man. Slow down. Ain't no rush. If I'm still here, that means God still got a plan for me. Slow down. But don't slow down in the sense of getting less work done. Slow down in the sense of thinking about getting mad, or slow down in the sense of your emotions, of my emotions. That's what slow down means for me. And then let's get into it now. I'm going to get into it. Well, how emotions lead you to do impulses. You ever been in the club, somebody stepped on it? You ever heard the stories of niggas in the club and somebody stepped on their shoe and they just acted? That's an impulse. Because if you would have sat back and thought about it, you'd be like, I'm about to fight this nigga for some sneakers that that's gonna get dirty anyway. That's gonna get dirty anyway. Like when you take a step back to respond instead of react, you look at things from a broader spectrum. You look at it like, all right, I could do this, but this gonna lead me to that, and if I do that, it could lead me to this. But if I leave the situation alone and I do what's best for me, it could lead me to this or that. Like, I don't even know how to play chess, but life is chess. Once I learned like the basics of chess, like I've been like I watch. It's funny, like I can't play chess for nothing, but I watch chess tournaments. It's weird. And I learned, like I will learn little pieces of the chess things and all that. And that's besides the point. But life is chess. You have to know how to make shit. Sometimes 10 moves before you make your first move. Sometimes you gotta know your next 10 steps before you make your first move. And you can't make 10 steps by you can't plan your 10 steps by moving off impulse. You can't plan something by moving off impulse. And that's what emotions do. Emotions make you forget that there's a plan for life. Emotions make, not impulse, acting off impulse or acting off your emotions make you feel like your emotion is the biggest thing in the world at that moment. Your emotions will send you down to jail for 100 years for something that could have been avoided. You get what I'm saying? I had to stop and pause on that one because I needed y'all to understand that. Like, our emotions and acting off impulse is 90% of the reason why a lot of us are dead or in jail. Stop acting off emotions. Learn how to take a step back and react to things. React, man. We got to learn how to react to things, because if we just, not react, respond to things. We got to learn how to respond to things, because if we keep reacting to everything, instead of change the world, it's to change itself. So, but that's right there. That's what I wanted to say, man, because when you start looking at everything from a broader spectrum, it gives you more clarity. You know what I'm saying? It gives you way more clarity. It gives you clarity to understand like what you're getting into, and if you want to pay them consequences later down the line. In any situation too, it don't just have to be anger. It could be with a job. You could say, all right, you could have you could be depressed at your job, right? You don't like your job. Now you still gotta weigh your options. You can't just quit and just be like, oh, I'm gonna quit. You gotta have at least a little plan after it. What am I gonna do after I quit? What do I want to do after I quit? You get what I'm saying? Don't just act and say, I'm gonna quit because I don't feel. Yes, I understand that. But what are you gonna do after you quit? So right there, instead of reacting, learn how to respond to things. And then last but not least, learn from your emotions, man. Just learn from them. Don't let them lead you, to impulsive reactions. Learn from your emotions. They're there for you to learn from. Because if all you know is happiness, all you're gonna witness is happiness. That's the only emotion you're gonna know. But if some sad shit happen, if some bad shit happen, some weird shit happen, if some grimy shit happen, you're gonna know pain in a little bit. And if you know pain, right? If you know pain, our mind always try to get us to stay away from pain. And that's where the emotions come from. So don't let your emotions control you. Control your emotions. Whenever you feeling any type of way, ask yourself why. Question yourself. Learn from it. And with that being said, it's your boy Daz, and I just gave y'all some tips on stop letting your emotions control you. Control your emotions. Even when I'm one more point. Even when I'm too happy, I learn to control that shit too. Like, I'll be mad happy, but I still don't let it lead me to an impulse. Cause I used to be so happy that sometimes I used to get so happy, I wanted to go do something, and I'll go, like drink half the ball or smoke a half an ounce and just do some shit that wasn't like cohesive to what I was doing. But that's enough. I gave y'all some tips. It's your boy Daz. I gave y'all some tips on stop letting your emotions control you. Control your emotions. Stop acting off impulses. And learn how to respond to things. That being said, it's your boy Daz. I really am grateful for all of y'all that be watching, commenting, and just been rocking with me for a while. We're gonna keep getting better and better. Right now, you see how I look right now, this camera. I'm gonna get the video capture card and I'm gonna have a better setup, a better camera looking. We're gonna set this up real nice, you heard? This is just the beginning. So if you've been rocking with me from the beginning, just keep tapping in. Let me know. Let me keep rocking in. Keep updating. Cause I pay attention. And eventually when I get to where I wanna be, I'm gonna reward y'all too. So just keep rock. If you've been rocking with me from the beginning and you still rocking with me, I appreciate you all the way because shit going up. And we gonna win. And when I win, the people that was there supporting me from the jump, I'm gonna remember y'all. So it's your boy Daz and this my journal. With all that being said, I'm out of here. Peace.